Have you ever caught yourself pausing mid-sentence, searching for a familiar name and wondered, is this just aging or is my memory slipping? Let me tell you about Mary Ann, a 69-year-old retired school counselor from Portland. For decades, she remembered every student's name, every parent's concern, every detail that mattered, but last year, she found herself standing in her kitchen, staring at the counter, unable to remember why she'd walked in there. It happened again at the grocery store. She forgot her neighbor's name, so Mion she'd known for 15 years. That's when Mary Ann decided enough was enough. If you're over 60 and want to keep your mind sharp, your memory active, and your brain engaged, you're in the right place. Welcome to Senior Health Facts, your trusted home for science-based health education that truly understands the journey of aging. Today, we'll walk through 10 brain exercises, simple, doable, enjoyable, that many seniors use too. Support memory clarity and mental fitness, and the best part, you don't need special equipment or extreme commitment, just a willingness to warm up your mind. If living mentally strong every day matters to you, please hit that subscribe button right now so you don't miss the next step in your journey when we hit 60 and beyond. Your brain's wiring and processing pace start changing. It's not inevitable decline, but there are shifts, slower recall, more distractions, maybe a few more "where did I put my glasses" moments. Think of your brain like a well-loved car. After years of faithful service, it needs a bit more attention, a bit more care. Maybe a tune-up here and there, but here's the remarkable news. The brain remains capable of change. What scientists call neuroplasticity, even in our later years. According to the National Institute on Aging, older adults who engage in mental and physical stimulation activities can maintain or improve aspects of memory and thinking. This isn't just hopeful thinking, it's proven science. Memory matters at this age, not just for trivia names or appointments. It connects directly to independence, quality of life, confidence, and social connection. When your mind keeps up with your ambitions, hobbies, relationships, it makes the difference between getting by and thriving in the second half of life. Mary Ann discovered this truth firsthand. After 6 months of consistent brain exercises, she noticed something wonderful. He could follow complex conversations again, remember her grandchildren's stories without asking them to repeat, and feel confident hosting her book club discussions. While individual experiences vary and results aren't guaranteed for everyone, Mary Ann's journey shows what's possible when we give our brains the attention they deserve. Before we dive into the exercises, let's talk about common pitfalls that many seniors fall into, so you avoid them as you build your brain fitness habit. First, thinking I'm just old. This is normal. Accepting memory slippage as just aging can mean missing opportunities to support your cognitive health. Yes, some changes are natural, but resignation helps no one. Second, believing you must sit still quietly for hours. Some people wait to have time to do big brain workouts, but short, consistent sessions often work better. You don't need a 2-hour block, you need 10 focused minutes. Third, using only passive brain tasks. Watching TV or reading alone is fine and enjoyable, but the best brain exercise often involves active challenge, novelty, and variety. Your brain craves engagement, not just entertainment. Fourth, skipping cross-training. Physical plus mental. The brain loves novelty and the body supports the brain. Combining movement with cognition amplifies benefit in ways that sitting straight cannot match. Fifth, expecting dramatic Overnight change, improvements tend to be gradual and subtle. Impatience can discourage you before the benefits truly arrive. Think weeks and months, not days. Have you fallen into any of these traps before? If so, comment guilty below. You're not alone, and today is the day we change direction together. Avoiding these traps will help you launch a sustainable, effective brain exercise routine rather than one that fades after a week. Here are 10 brain exercises tailored for seniors, mixing storytelling and science for each you. Lines find a real-life moment, why it works, and a micro-habit you can adopt today. Exercise number 1 is the name-face pairing game. Picture this, you're at a small gathering, meeting new people. After introductions, you decide to mentally pair the person's name with a vivid image, a red scarf, a friendly smile, a pet dog, and quietly repeat their name once. This works because associating names with imagery strengthens memory. Encoding, a key process that tends to slow with age. Some cognitive training studies show older adults using these strategies see improved recall. Here, as your micro-habit at your next gathering, intentionally pick one new person and associate their name with an image or story. Your checklist item is, I paired a name with a vivid image Toda. Why? Exercise number 2 is dual task walking with counting. Imagine this, you walk outdoors for 5 minutes while quietly counting your steps, or maybe alternating your steps by adding left dash right dash pause dash lef. T right pause, you also look around and silently name 3 colors you see. Studies show combining physical movement with cognitive tasks, dual tasking, can support brain and memory function. In older adults, it's like giving your brain a workout while your body moves. Your micro-habit is this. While walking, choose a simple mental task, counting backward by 3s, naming animals you see, or alternating your cadence. Your checklist item is, I did a dual task walk today, movement plus mental task. Exercise number 3 is the daily puzzle challenge, crossword, Sudoku, and so on. Picture yourself after lunch. You sit with a cup of tea and pull out a new Sudoku puzzle or a short crossword. You focus, you pause, you lean back and then lean in when you solve a clue. Cognitive training using puzzles in older adults is linked to modest gains in memory, attention, and problem solving. According to Medical News Today, adults aged 50 to 93 doing puzzles more frequently tended to have better cognitive function. Your micro-habit is simple. Spend 10 minutes each day on a brain puzzle, new one each time, not always the same type. Your checklist item is, I completed a puzzle today. Exercise number 4 is learning a new skill or hobby. Imagine this scenario. You sign up for a short course, maybe watercolor painting, playing the ukulele, or learning a foreign phrase each day. The novelty keeps your brain alert. Learning new skills stimulates brain networks, encourages neuroplasticity, and may support memory reserves and aging. It's never too late to teach an old brain new tricks. Your micro-habit is to choose one new micro-skill to begin this week, just 15 minutes a day. Your checklist item is, I spent 15 minutes on a new skill today. Exercise number 5 is spaced recall journaling. Here's the picture. At the end of the day, you write down 3 things you learned or experienced. Then tomorrow you try to recall them without looking, and again 2 days later, you give your brain the stretch. Spaced repetition and recall strengthen memory consolidation, especially useful as memory formation slows with age. This technique has been studied for decades and remains one of the most effective learning tools. Your microhabit is this. Write 3 items in a journal today, recall them tomorrow, and in 2 days. Your checklist item is, I did the spaced recall journaling exercise. Exercise number 6 is social conversation with novelty. Picture this moment. You invite a friend for coffee and ask a question you don't usually ask. What's a childhood memory you've never told me? The conversation wanders. Your mind remains active. Social interaction and meaningful conversation help memory and cognition by engaging multiple brain networks and supporting mental health. Connection isn't just good for the heart, it's fuel for the brain. Your microhabit is to have a 10-minute conversation this week where you ask a question you normally wouldn't. Your checklist item is, I engaged in a novel social conversation today. Exercise number 7 is the memory walkthrough. Wuhor Mental Museum. Imagine this. You walk down a hallway in your home, imagining key items in each room. The photo, you remember the person, the plant, you recall when you got it. Then you try to mentally walk back and recall each item. Mental visualization and spatial associations help memory, tapping the hippocampus and other age-sensitive brain structures. According to the National Institute on Aging, spatial memory exercises can be particularly valuable for older adults. Your microhabit is to spend 5 minutes today mentally walking a familiar route and recalling if objects. Your checklist item is, I did a memory walkthrough exercise today. Exercise number 8 is mindful listening or audio memory. Picture yourself doing this. You play a short piece of unfamiliar music or a podcast segment. You close your eyes, listen for details, instrumentation, words, voice tone. Afterward, you try to repeat what you heard or identify something new. Mindful listening engages attention, auditory memory, and helps stimulus integration, areas that tend to slow with age. It's meditation with a memory boost. Your microhabit is to choose a 5-minute audio you haven't heard before. Listen purposefully and recall 3 details afterward. Your checklist item is, I did a mindful listening exercise today. Exercise number 9 is the What's Different game with photos. Here's the scenario. You look at 2 versions of a photo, one slightly modified, and try to spot 5 differences. This could be done digitally or via old magazines. Visual difference tasks train attention, visual memory, and speed of processing, all important for older brains. It's fun, it's challenging, and it works. Your microhabit is to download or print one, spot the difference image, and spend 5 minutes solving it. Your checklist item is, I completed a What's Different photo challenge today. Exercise number 10 is teach or narrate something you know well. Imagine this. You write a short story or record a voice note explaining a favorite recipe, hobby tip, or family memory. Teaching someone else forces your brain to organize thoughts, recall details, and express clearly. Generative tasks, creating or teaching, are shown to enhance memory encoding and retrieval compared to passive tasks when you age. You learn twice. Your microhabit is to choose one thing you know well and explain it, writing or speaking, in 10 minutes today. Your checklist item is, I taught or narrated something today. Here's your quick microhabit checklist. Name phase pairing game today. Dual task walk, movement plus mental. Daily brain puzzle. New skill or hobby 15 minutes. Spaced recall journaling. Novel. Social conversation. Memory walkthrough. Mindful listening exercise. Photo what's different challenge. Teach or narrate something I know. Your brain enjoys novelty, challenge, and consista. Nsai, not overload, even doing one or two of these. Each day adds up over time. Try just one exercise tomorrow morning and share in the comments how you feel after 1 week. Your feedback helps THI's community grow stronger together. Let me take you back to Marianne for a moment. After she started these exercises, something beautiful happened. She didn't transform overnight. There was no magic pill, no instant cure. But week by week, small wins added up. She remembered her grandson's baseball schedule without checking her phone. She hosted Thanksgiving dinner and didn't forget a single dish. She felt like herself again, confident, engaged, alive. While Marianne's experience is her own and results vary from person to person, her story reminds us of something powerful. You deserve to feel strong again. You deserve to trust your mind again. You deserve to wake up each morning knowing your brain is getting the care it needs. Here's my challenge for you. Start with just one small change tonight. Pick one exercise from this list, just one, and commit to trying it tomorrow. That's it. No pressure, no perfection, just progress. Ready to feel better. Subscribe now so you don't miss the next step in your journey toward a sharper, healthier mind. And if you found this helpful, please like this video and share it with someone you care about, someone over 60 who deserves to feel mentally strong again. We've also made a free downloadable workbook of these 10 brain exercises and micro habits. Check the description below. And if you have concerns about memory decline, cognitive changes, or are living with conditions that affect thinking, please consult your physician or a neurospecialist. Your brain is worth the investment. Now let me answer the most commonly asked questions about brain exercises for seniors. Many people wonder, isn't memory decline just inevitable after 60? While some changes are common, and as we age, research shows the brain retains plasticity, and engaging in the right activities may support memory and cognition. It's not a guarantee, but many older adults experience meaningful benefits from consistent mental exercise. The key is consistency and variety. Another common question is, how long until I'll see improvement? Improvements tend to be gradual, weeks to months of consistent practice. Small gains add up over time. Some people notice subtle changes within a few weeks, while others may take longer. Patience and persistence are your best friends here. Some ask, I have mild cognitive impairment, MCI. Will these exercises still help? Some studies indicate cognitive training may benefit older adults with MCI, though progress may be slower and medical monitoring is advised. Always work closely with your healthcare provider to determine what's appropriate for your specific situation. These exercises are not a treatment or cure, but they may be a helpful part of your overall care plan. People often wonder, do I need to spend hours every day? No, short, manageable sessions of 5 to 15 minutes done consistently are often effective and more sustainable. Think of it like watering a plant. A little bit every day works better than flooding it once a month. Another frequent question is, are puzzles enough by themselves? Puzzles help, but combining mental challenge plus physical activity plus novelty plus social engagement offers greater benefit. According to research published in Frontiers, combined cognitive physical interventions yield better results than either alone. Variety is the spice of brain health. Finally, some ask, my doctor says my memory is okay but not perfect. Should I still do this? Absolutely. Maintaining sharp memory isn't just for those. With decline, it's for staying vibrant, independent, and mentally active. Think of these exercises as preventive care for your brain, just like exercise is preventive care for your heart. Now let me share some practical guidance on what to avoid and what to do instead. When it comes to accepting memory decline, many people fall into the trap of saying that's just aging. Nothing I can do. Instead, pick one new brain exercise this week, and when you talk to your doctor, you might ask, what's my baseline memory status and how can we support it? Regarding passive activities, avoid doing only tasks like watching TV or reading without challenge. Instead, solve one fresh puzzle or do the what's different foe. To challenge today, with your doctor, you could ask, are there cognitive training resources you recommend for me? When thinking about brain and body health, don't treat them as separate by sitting still for brain work only. Instead, combine movement plus a mental task with a dual task walk. Ask your healthcare provider, could increased activity improve both my fitness and cognition? About expectations, avoid the trap of expecting magic overnight by doing a big session once then stopping. Instead, commit to 5 to 15 minutes daily for 3 to 4 weeks. Discuss with your doctor, what realistic cognitive goals should I set for the next 3 months? Finally, don't ignore novelty and social connection by repeating the same routine and not engage socially. Instead, learn a new skill and have a novel social conversation. You might ask your physician, could joining a class or group support my brain health? Let me suggest a simple DIY routine you can follow. In the morning, do a dual task walk for 10 minutes. Count backward by threes or name colors you see while walking around your neighborhood. At lunchtime after eating, spend 10 minutes on a fresh crossword or Sudoku puzzle with your tea or coffee. In the evening, before bed, write down 3 things you learned or experienced today in your spatial journal. As a bonus, once this week, ask a friend or family member a question you've never asked before. Create a novel social conversation that engages your mind. Save this guidance and share it with someone you care about. Small steps every day create big changes over time. Here are the key studies and trusted sources mentioned in this video. The National Institute on Aging published Cognitive Health and Older Adults in 2024. This highlights that older adults who engage in mental and physical stimulation can maintain cognitive function. Medical News Today published 22 brain exercises to improve memory, cognition, and creativity in 2019. This reports that adults aged 50 to 93 doing puzzles more frequently tended to have better cognitive function. Frontiers published the effects of combined cognitive physical interventions in 2022. This shows that combining physical exercise with cognitive training yields greater cognitive benefits than either alone. Harvard Health Publishing released exercise can boost your memory and thinking skills in 2024. This emphasizes that physical activity supports brain health by improving mood, sleep, and brain circulation. The ACSM published cognitive benefits of physical activity for older adults in 2021. His meta-analysis shows higher physical activity is linked to approximately 38% lower risk of cognitive decline. NIHR Evidence and Science Adherent have various studies on cognitive training benefits for older adults, including those with mild cognitive impairment. All references are provided for educational purposes to help you explore the science behind these recommend. Now before we wrap up, I want to remind you of something important. Everything we've shared today is for educational purposes to help you make informed choices about your brain health. This content is not medical advice, and it is not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease or medical condition. I always encourage you to work with your doctor or healthcare provider before making any significant changes to your cognitive exercise routine, especially if you have existing medical, cognitive, or mobility issues. They know your personal health high story best and can guide you on what's right for your specific situation. Every person is unique, and what works wonderfully for Marianne might need small adjustments for you. Your healthcare team is your best partner in this journey toward a sharper mind and better cognitive health. Take care of yourself, stay curious, stay engaged, and I'll see you in the next video.